In this video, you'll see a tutor and learner use a writing portfolio to help the learner see their progress as a writer. A writing portfolio is a collection of a learner's writing over time. Pieces of writing are not graded, but they are discussed. The writing portfolio is reviewed regularly so learners see their progress as writers. Helping learners see the progress they are making as writers can boost their motivation to write and their confidence as writers. In this chapter, you'll see a tutor explain writing portfolios to a learner as a way to organize their writing and keep track of the progress the learner is making.
Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Oh, that's great. Hey, you know what? You've been doing a lot of writing lately. So I think it's time for us to start looking at your writing as a whole.
Okay.
Okay? So what we're going to do is create a portfolio. Now, you've heard of a portfolio, right?
I've heard of it, but can you explain what it is?
Absolutely. A portfolio is a folder or a container to hold your work, whether that be writing or artwork if you're a designer. But for us, it's going to be something to hold your very best writing.
Okay, I have one for my artwork like that at home.
Yes. You're used to one with a handle. Well, this one we can use a folder, a binder. We can even use a pocket folder or file folder, even just to keep some of the pieces of your very best work.
I like the idea.
Okay. So, how do you think we're going to get this? Choose the pieces of writing for your portfolio.
Well, I think we're going to have to go through what I've written and see what ones we think are the best.
Yes. Now, who's going to be the main person doing that? You or me?
Me.
Yes. You're going to check, and you're going to pick what you feel represents you the best. And that way you can tell where you're making progress and where you need just put a little bit more work. Okay. The most important thing about a portfolio is putting things in order.
Okay.
So let's take a look at mine. I started this portfolio with my writing, and it just has a number of pieces. And you see how I have it arranged. It's not alphabetical order. It's not not necessarily in any way except what I think represents me best.
Okay.
So, a boomer's reflection. That's one of my favorite pieces, being a boomer. And then we have several other pieces. So take a look.
Okay.
And then tell me some of the things you notice in the portfolio and some observations you have.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds like a great idea. I like this one. Rock and roll never forgets. You have some great writings in here.
Well, thank you. But those are things that I like, and I have, sentimental reasons or personal reasons why I chose those. You don't have to have a specific reason, but it's good to look at your articles, and especially in your case, where we're going to use it to evaluate your writing.
Great.
All right. So you know what? That's what we'll do tomorrow. So what I want you to do today is to go home, get all of your writing, and put it together. And that way we can go through and decide what we're going to use in your portfolio the next time we meet.
All right. I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
In this chapter, you'll see a tutor and learner talk about the pieces of writing that the learner has chosen for the writing portfolio. Notice how conversation plays a big part in the process.
Hey, Amanda. It's good to see you today. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well, too. I like that shirt. That's a nice color on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how did it go?
Pretty good. I brought some writings to go over with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the folder.
Cool. Blue's my favorite color.
And I picked out 3 of my favorites out of all this pile.
Okay, and what made you choose those 3?
Because the dialogue and the details.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay. Okay. All right. These are the ones that I picked. This one is talking about my uncle's island
Okay.
on Jack Lake in Canada. This one is a conversation between me and my friend Marcia.
All right.
And this one is about my father's garden.
You know what? Let's start with your father's garden. I would like to hear a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, I like this one because of the details.
Mm-hmm.
And like what he grows is tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. He likes those, I don't. And when they reach for grow lights, they get taller every day. And
So read a little bit of it so I can hear what you hear.
okay. My father's garden. He starts when it's still cold and snowy outside, filling the trays with potting soil. Place the seeds in the dirt, putting the trays under the grow lights that hang from the rafters in the basement. Every day he goes downstairs to check on them, to see if their garden heads have poked through the dirt.
Oh, I like that. Garden heads. That's a good imagery one. I can see their little heads poking through the dirt. That's a good imagery one. Makes people try to see what you're saying inside their heads. What's another detail that you like?
I like how he explains that the zucchinis always come first and they're fast, and that the plants, and they mature in time, because I know nothing about gardening, so he had to teach me.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? I happen to notice there's only one thing on their little green minds: reproduce. That is cute. I like that, how you phrase that. Their little green minds, because personification, making human-like characteristics for things that are not human, like those Brussels sprouts you're talking about, or zucchini.
Zucchinis.
Yeah, the zucchini having little green minds. That was good use of literary devices. Good job.
Thank you.
So let's look at another piece of writing. What else would you choose?
Okay. The other one that I picked is a conversation between myself and Marcia. I like this one because of the way that we talk to each other.
Okay.
Like when we were having our conversation, she said, "Really? Count them." And I said,
What?
What? She said, "Count them." I said, "When? Now?" She said, "Yes, now. I want to know how many pairs of shoes you have."
Oh, an Imelda Marcos moment. That's about you, between you and your friend.
Mm-hmm.
And you like that because
it's just a simple conversation that we have, and we both like shoes, even though she thinks I have more, but I say she does.
okay. That's cute to chronicle your relationship with your friend and the divine battle of shoes, zapatos.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have another one. Now you picked 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's see and why'd you choose this one?
And the final one here is the detail. I like it. It's about my uncle's island on Jack's Lake in Canada.
Okay.
And
A whole island.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
And my favorite detail is I hear the waves crashing against the island banks and hear the howling of the wind. You hear birds chirping all around me and hear the flipping pages of my book I'm reading.
You know what? That's excellent. What's that called? Sensory details.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're telling me exactly what you hear. And I can close
Right.
my eyes and picture the sound of the turning pages and the sound of the crashing waves.
Yeah.
I like that. Those seem like good choices. So grab your portfolio. Now you have other papers in there.
Yes.
Okay. What we probably need to do is to have a side for the writings that we're going to keep. And when you get home, you can take the other ones out and put them somewhere else, somewhere safe.
Okay. I'll put them in my writing drawer at home where I keep all the work that I write.
Excellent. That sounds like a good idea. So remember that the writings you're going to keep, you're putting in the left side of your portfolio, and the ones that we're going to...
I'm going to keep home will go in my drawer at home.
Exactly. And then we, when we work on further writing, we can put it in that side.
Sounds great.
Okay? Oh, excellent. I cannot wait to see.
In this chapter, you'll see a tutor and learner reflect on the learner's progress as a writer by using the writing portfolio.
So, Amanda, you've been doing a lot of writing lately. So, how do you think it's going?
Honestly, I'm not so sure I'm really improving that much.
Really? Well, let's take a look and see what you have. Okay, I see that you still have your portfolio arranged with the things that you want to keep on the left.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at... Okay, so what is it that you don't think you're doing well?
Well, like for this one, I don't feel like I have done everything I need to do, such as more detail, and maybe I might need a little bit of punctuation help.
Okay. Well, you know what? I tell you what. As you keep a portfolio, you'll be able to see the progress you made, because you'll be able to compare the work that you did in the beginning with the work that you did later on. And that way you'll be able to arrange it in a way that makes sense to you. So I think that you've been doing a really good job.
Wow, thank you.
But you need to be able to see that. And that's
Right.
one of the ways we can do that is by keeping a portfolio and arranging our work in chronological order from beginning to end, so we can take a very clear look at what we have. It's right there in black and white. You just need to be able to see it.
Okay.
How did you arrange those?
Well, they're in chronological order, and this one, like I put the dates on them.
Good, because the only thing that should be without a date is somebody on a Friday night. Your work should always have a date.
I agree.
So let's put them back in chronological order so we can take a look at them to see the progress.
Okay.
Boom. 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 Good. Okay, now let's take a look. What do you notice about this piece of writing, and why did you choose it for your portfolio?
I chose this one because it's when I began to start to write more detail and be able to write more correctly with my grammar and punctuation and everything.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I noticed the imagery and definitely strong punctuation. Okay, what's the next one? Yeah. Okay, that'll work too.
The next one is the conversation between myself and Marcia. And this one is more detail and a little bit longer than the last.
Okay, I see that you are adding more details and your writing is getting longer, which means that you're saying more about your topic.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that it makes it better, but it does mean that you are thinking more about the details, the who, what, when, where, why, and how of your writing.
Right. Okay. And then I have the one about my father's garden.
Yeah.
And this one is also longer and definitely more detailed than the last two.
Now, let me take a closer look. I do see that it is getting longer. There are more details. You're including more imagery. You're including more literary devices. And I agree with you. I see definite development in your progress. Okay. And you have one more to show me?
I do.
Okay.
This one is about somebody who has a passion for dancing.
Okay.
And it is the longest that I have here. And it is also, I believe, to be more correct. And I have the, you can do the imagery.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that. You can see, when you read it, you can see it in your mind how it's going through.
And definitely a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yes.
Yes. It starts, and we have an introduction, and then we have a decent conclusion. So, yes. And again, it's not because the writing is longer that makes it better. It's mainly because there's more detail. There's more interesting points, and you've written in a more creative way about your topic. So all of that is very good. So how do you think keeping a portfolio helped you record your progress and to see your progress in your writing?
I'm more organized.
That's one, yeah.
I think that keeping a portfolio will be able to show me how I'm doing as time goes on. Mm-hmm. And I will be able to look at my improvement from the beginning till now.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that's right. So do you think this is something you should keep doing?
I definitely do think it is something I should do.
Oh, good. And now we'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to do the next time we see each other. How about that?
Fantabulous.
More stuff for the portfolio.
In this video, you just saw a tutor and learner develop and review a writing portfolio to assess the learner's progress as a writer. A writing portfolio shows learners' writing improvement over time. A writing portfolio should be reviewed on a regular basis.